Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new game out by Killerfish Games, the developers of Cold Waters and Atlantic Fleet. This is a game that is about the naval operations in the South Pacific around the Guadalcanal campaign, specifically the Battle of Guadalcanal. And we are in episode number 7, I believe, of our Let's Play series. We're playing as the Japanese, and it's turned into a bit of a turkey shoot. I started the game off with one carrier. The Americans keep sending surface task forces up to try and establish a presence near Guadalcanal. They have no air support for them, however. And as a result, I keep sinking American cruisers and merchant ships and drowning Marines. One thing I will say is that we are going through a lot of aircraft, and so our carrier will have to pull back here. But I've already got reinforcements on the way for that. Where I'm also working on getting more reinforcements on the way is setting up a reinforcement convoy for Guadalcanal itself to bring in some engineers, to bring in some supplies, some fuel, so that we can begin building an airfield up on Guadalcanal and have a better situation in terms of scouting and finding enemy task forces that are on their way up. And that's what this episode will largely be focused on. This episode was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel, so if you are interested in joining those live streams, please go ahead and follow me there. And with that being said, let's get back into the stream. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. All right, let's do this. We haven't reinforced Guadalcanal at all yet, other than some troops, but we haven't sent any like engineers or anything like that. And I think we do need to start getting it leveled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a new task force. We're going to filter by nation, filter by type. So we're going to go with a couple of destroyers. Actually, first, let's go with merchants. So merchant ship. They cost how many points? 10? Got 46 points. How much is the oiler again? $15. One oiler, one merchant, and then 2 destroyers, maybe? Two kamikazes. I guess we can do 3 kamikazes. And then if we do circular formation, 1, 2, and 4 are the merchants, or sorry, 2 and 5 are the merchants. And then 1, 4, and 3 are the destroyers. Go ahead and give them their cargo. So let's do the merchants first. 100 fuel. And then 100 engineers, right? And then for the destroyers, we might as well throw some supplies on board in case the Americans do land some troops. Also, since supplies, it does cost supplies to do the upgrades. We'll sail these guys north of the slot to hopefully avoid any American submarines that may be lingering, and then they'll come down the slot. It's going to take 2 days for them to arrive. And in 2 days' time, we'll have 100 engineering and fuel. We'll be able to get the airfield up to a level 1. We could potentially get the port up to level 1 too, but I don't know what a level 1 port really does for you. Thanks, Flying Scotsman. Have a good one. We could do 1 and 1, or we could do 1 and then save what's left. I'm assuming this will jump up to 100 for the level 2 airfield. If it doesn't go like 50, 100, 150, if it goes 50, 100, 200, if like it used to go 100, 200, 300, I think, or 100, 200, 500. But if it doesn't give you another 50 level, we might as well you do the port with the leftovers. But anyway, so we've got those ships ready. And then we'll go ahead and move our torpedo bombers in. Enemy ship spotted with 0. That's the... Oh, another surface task force. 2 lights, 2 heavies, 2 destroyers. Okay. Shikaku's ready to launch aircraft. Well, we don't have any aircraft worth launching on it, right? Just the 1-0. These dive bombers are going to come in. Actually, let's wait to have our Kates go in until these dive bombers show up. So here we go. Tactical map, 12 dive bombers, 12 torpedo bombers coming in on this enemy task force. We'll probably be right on top of them, which can be a bad thing. Oh no, we're not. We're a little bit further away. Flying away from them too, which is kind of funny. Although the Vals are flying toward them. All right, let's pause. Going different directions. Alright, so good news is I think I want the Vals to go first. We could go for the lead destroyers with the Vals to try and take out some of the ACAC. Torpedo bombers I think can take care of the Murchies. At least I like to think they can. So I'm just going to go in completely uncoordinated. We'll go 4 Vals on the lead destroyer, 4 Vals on the lead. What are these? Destroyer, destroyer, cruiser. And then... Wait. 1, 2... No, I know. I guess let's be more precise about it. Do this. Vals fly off here. Kates. I'm not too worried about an anvil attack on enemy Murchies. But we'll try to do it anyway. Alright, so the aircraft are going to try and break away a little bit to hopefully stay outside the range of enemy flak while we move down the sides of the task force. There is an enemy float plane, but I'm not too worried about it shooting down enemy aircraft. They've got a tail gunner, but so do we. As long as there's no enemy fighters, which I doubt because we haven't spotted an enemy carrier. They're shooting at the enemy scout plane, though, the tail gunners. All right, so the enemy destroyers are maneuvering. Vals are headed down the side of the task force. Kates are also. Banking away. Keeping some distance. I don't want to lose torpedo bombers to enemy flak if I don't need to. Alright, pause. What is this Val doing way off here? How about you go attack the lead? They'll attack number 2. Guys will attack number 3. While they move into attack, let's set the Kates up. 1, 2, and 3. Form up. What? Oh. Okay, so lead one's going for 5. This one's going for 6. Right? Yeah, 5 and 6. Seven. Not quite into position yet, but what I recommend, I still do host a single malt strategy for what it's worth, Arrow. Depends what type of scotch. It's been a couple of months since our last episode, but it's still going. We've got an exciting interview actually for it coming up in a couple of days, I think. But favorite scotch, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. What are you looking for? Like, what type of scotch? You want something just smooth and easy drinking, then you're probably looking at Macallan. You want something smoky but affordable, probably something like Lefroy. You want something smoky but more expensive, you're probably looking at like Lagavulin. There's probably better options, but so we're dropping on that destroyer. We didn't really do much to it. A couple of hits, started a few fires, but I don't think she's gonna sink. Second group of Vals is going in on the cruiser, or actually this cruiser over here. One of them, a couple of good hits of midship on that cruiser. Looks like 4 hits total. One of the Vals is going down. Next group of Vals is going for the lead destroyer. Let's actually pause that attack. We did not do enough damage to this first destroyer, I don't think. Or the heavy cruiser, really. She's pretty low in the water, but I don't think she'll sink. So let's do this. These two Vals. Go for target 2. Vals 15, 16. Usually splitting up attacks doesn't work very well for me. But we'll see. Trying to get the most out of our money, if you will. Kates are also coming in here. They're now the target of the flak, it looks like. You can see it down here. These guys are coming in on a bit of an angle, so this is actually just asking for these guys to get shot down. Basically flying parallel to the enemy task force. Eating the most possible flak. One of the fish is out. The other 3 dropping now. So all the fish got out. Not a great angle, I don't think. Lead aircraft shot down. The other groups of Vals are coming in. Nice hit there on those 2. I don't know if we hit the destroyer. I didn't really see. Some good torpedo hits on this rear merchant. Looks like 2 torpedo hits here. So we've lost 4 Kates now already. That's not great. 5 Kates now. Shit, that's a lot of Kates. All right, so number 6 is hit by a torpedo. 2 more torpedoes hit this merchant. 3 torpedoes. So 3 into 6. 1 into 7. Just look at this mess of a formation. All right, 7 is going down. I think everybody's attacked now. Holy cow, our torpedo bombers got butchered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our 12 torpedo bombers shot down. Only 2 of our 12 dive bombers shot down. So we've confirmed 6 and 7 are both sinking 2 of the enemy merchants here. Meanwhile, we also sank number 3, which is one of the enemy heavy cruisers. Fortunately for us, the crew of our pilots, our pilot crew experience or whatever, our aircraft crew experience doesn't matter in this game. You know, I'd be butchering. This would be a disaster for the Americans to lose this much shipping, but honestly, the loss of 10 torpedo bombers for 1 heavy cruiser and a couple of merchants probably would not be worth it to the Japanese. Pensacola's going down fast. These 2 merchants are going under. Several others are listing heavily. So the only thing I think we haven't hit is number 4, which is that heavy cruiser. And maybe the lead destroyer. 12 planes lost. In War in the Pacific, probably wouldn't be worth the attack in War in the Pacific. To have half of one of your elite Japanese torpedo bomber squadrons off a carrier savaged for the loss of 1 enemy heavy cruiser, I don't think I'd be happy with that loss. Give me a carrier for sure, if I got like a Yorktown. All right, let's see if any of the other damaged ships sink. Several of them are low in the water. This guy's ablaze, very low in the water. Our aircraft are going off the edge of the map. We can't technically see anything. Are they going to collide? They're going to collide. Maybe that'll finish it off. Oh, wait, they just went through each other? Can the AI go through each other? I can't. My ships collide. Firemaster, thanks for the follow. Insanity5, thanks for the follow. Well, that's annoying. The fire can do more damage, though, and may end up sinking it. AI hacking? Damn right. Alright, we're just going to give it like 20 seconds and see what happens. The fire is spreading. This guy's got to be a goner. I imagine this one's a goner. The problem is if I end the battle too soon, if the damage isn't bad enough for them to scuttle, then they put the fires out. If I wait, the fires can cause more damage and sometimes cause them to sink. Well, that would make sense. Wood is very hard to sink. Wood wants to float. So there's 2 merchant ships remaining. The one that's absolutely ablaze stem to stern. There we go. She's sinking. Number 5 going down. So we got her. That means 1 merchant's left in this invasion task force. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 sunk, 1 heavy damage, heavy flooding. Heavy cruiser sunk. Moderate damage to one of their destroyers. 26 command points, 10 aircraft lost. Well, the bad news is that's a lot of aircraft to lose. The good news is that probably buys us another day before any invasion task forces can get near. Just ready to launch. All right, so we'll go with the 10 remaining dive bombers on Shokaku, since we're going to pull her out. How many aircraft are left on Suikaku? We'll have, I think, 14 Kates and 20 Vals. Or 22 Vals. I'm okay with that. It's Wabbit season. Thank you very much for the follow. Where are the enemy? Where are the enemy ships? All right, there they are. They switched to a battle, they switched to a task force icon because they only have one merchant, I guess. All right, so these guys are withdrawing, so let's just trigger the battle and maybe we'll get the second group of Vals. It doesn't look like it. We just get the lead. The others are too far away. All right, so we're coming up on the rear of the task force. We have this heavily damaged ship, so we'll just assign 2 Vals to the rearmost ship, attack and see what happens. We'll leave the other 8 Vals out and wait and see. And we'll go for the warships if the lead Vals hit the merchants. If they don't, then we'll finish the merchants off with one of the remaining groups of 4 Vals. So group 1, I'm just going to fly kind of in a zigzag here. Group 5, you're also going to fly in a zigzag, while 9 and 10 go in for the attack. No, Hunt to me, the American carrier apparently withdrew somewhere at some point. They ran away. Insert wit, thanks for the follow. All right, so first group of 2 Vals coming in. Piecemeal attacks on enemy task force is generally not a good idea because it allows them to concentrate their flak. But I'm trying to be efficient with these guys. I don't want to send 6 dive bombers in on a badly damaged merchant and overkill if I don't have to. Bombs away! I wish there was a camera that let me follow the bombs. Oh, that was terrible camera work. All right, so we got 1, 2, oh my god. 5 direct hits with bombs. 2 of those must have been 250s, and that enemy ship is immediately going down. These Vals are getting shot to pieces, but the good news is these are Vals from a carrier I'm about to pull out, so we'll be getting a replenishment air group soon. Okay, so that leaves us with 8 Vals remaining and just warships to target since the enemy merchant is sinking. And I'm thinking we throw all of our dive bombers here on this enemy cruiser, this enemy heavy cruiser. Oh shit, enemy fighters. Fuck! That's why you don't wait to attack. Well, hopefully we don't all get shot down. Does that mean there's an enemy carrier around that we haven't spotted? Where would these fighters come from? Those are Wildcats. So they must have a carrier around here somewhere. They're gonna pick off my dive bombers before I even get on the attack. Get them, boys. Rear gunners. Pretend it's the movie Midway and you're better than fighter aircraft. No! There goes the lead aircraft in that group. You like my high-pitched voice? Another one going down. Hey, we got one of them smoking. He's weaving in on us. Well, looks like we'll at least get one of our groups to... Did we get one of them? Well, 4 of our bombers will dive in. They wiped out one formation, but the other did get down. That was a good salvo. Looked like 3 250s hit out of that. Baltimore. Well, she's badly damaged. That enough is for sure. That enough is for sure. Do I speak English? Where are these words coming from? That enough is for sure. Sounds like something Yoda would say. No, it says it's a heavy cruiser, so it's got to be a Brooklyn. Right? Brooklyn was a heavy, wasn't she? It's not a Cleveland because it doesn't have the 5-inch secondaries along the side, right? Cleveland had like the 5-inch secondaries like the Atlantis. Oh, it's probably Wichita then. All right, so pretty big fire aboard the ship. We'll wait and see if she sinks since all my aircraft... Oh, one of my valves made it out. At least for now. She'll be heavily damaged and at least forced to repair for a while. Yeah, it's not a Brooklyn. It doesn't have enough turrets. It's got 9 8-inchers by the looks of it, so it's probably the Wichita. One of a kind. She's the Wichita. No, I'm not going to tell the Val to do anything. I just want to see what happens to this enemy cruiser. Probably nothing. But we'll let the fire do its work. How you guys all doing tonight? No, the American cruisers weren't 3 by 3s. The American treaty cruisers were almost universally, well, I guess they were 3 by 3s, but they had a very different turret layout. This is much more a late turret. They had a smaller turret on the other treaty cruisers. And a lot of them were like 3 by 2, but it's very distinctly not the early treaty cruisers. The superstructure is also vastly different. I don't think she's gonna sink, but that fire won't go out though. They want to let it keep restarting itself back up and burning the thing out, so. Oh, she's for sure the Wichita. Yeah, Oak, but the others didn't look like this. The other superstructure was very different. The bow on this thing is much more of a modern late war look than the other treaty cruisers. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Capt. We started a little bit early today. It shouldn't be pixelated. I mean, I'm time compressed right now. I'm not dropping any frames. I wouldn't say it looks too pixelated to me. I mean, the models aren't super modern looking. Anyway, she's not going to sink. We'll just exit out. So moderate damage to the enemy, but no flooding on the Wichita. We sank the last enemy merchant. And there you go. The one dive bomber is going to go back to the Shokaku. I'm going to pull it back because she has no more air wing except for fighters. It's going to take about a day for her to pull back. Meanwhile, the Suikaku has arrived. How many aircraft does she have left? Oh, she can't launch anything. Meanwhile, the Bettys are on the way. Should be there in about by the time the cooldown ends, the Bettys will be there. All right, we've got 77 nautical miles left in the Bettys. Let's find them, boys. Where the hell are they? Where did they go? I'm gonna run out of fuel down here. No! Go to tactical map. I can't because they're out of fuel? What the fuck? Any of these take damage? We'll pull 2 destroyers off that withdrawing carrier. Then we'll go merge them. Okay. Nice. We've got 4 destroyers perfectly encircling the carrier. All right, let's do this. We are going to take a little bit of time here. It's going to take a few seconds, maybe a minute or 2. We're going to go ahead and set up a spoke patrol pattern. That's not a real terminology. I just made it up. But we're going to go ahead and set up a spoke patrol pattern to see if we can't spot any enemy shipping. We saw enemy fighters, so I'm assuming there's a carrier out here somewhere, although I don't know where. But I've got to do these one at a time. Thanks for the follow, Pedork. God, I really hate this process of launching individual aircraft. And Rizgar, thanks for the follow also. Okay, so it's an evening patrol flight just before sundown to see what the enemy has in store for us. Maybe give us a better idea of where enemy shipping might be as the sun comes up. My patrol arcs are never terribly precise. But yeah, if I could just like, there's got to be a better way to do patrols than this game does it. Because boy, is it a mess to try and do them all by yourself, like one at a time. And even the like, oh, set the patrol here. Like, why do I only go 160 miles out, or nautical miles out? I don't want to do that. The enemy's probably, you know, closer than that. Or further out than that. Especially when the Japanese have aircraft with like 500 nautical mile range. Land-based air for the win. Just throw aircraft up wherever. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Just throw aircraft up wherever you want them to go. Okay. Suppose we'll do one other thing. There could be something out here in the Solomon Sea. So we'll do a short patrol off of Naval also. Just to make sure. I mean, they could have gone out toward Milne Bay. I doubt it. But there could be something out there in the Solomon Sea. Alright. Let's go. So there's our patrols. Whole bunch of enemy patrol planes. All right, so they are withdrawing. Two destroyers, one heavy cruiser. I don't know if I want to use my carrier's torpedo bombers up on that target, but I will go with 12 more Vals and go for them. All right, 2 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers also down here in the slot. So we'll go with these guys down here. Okay. Tactical map. H8Ks don't exist in the game. They're there. All right. Rear 8 Vals. There we go. So our Vals are moving into attack. Where were the enemy shooting at? We don't have any warships around here. I guess they could have been shooting flak at extreme range, but I don't see any puffs. So we're going to have 8 Vals going on the enemy heavy cruiser to try and wipe it out. Wichita is a good ship, so we'll go for that. And then we'll have the other 4 Vals go for the lead or the second destroyer, which I believe was previously damaged in combat. Yep, Oak, you're 100% right. The game does not have any float planes or anything like that, which seems like a major oversight. I've not taken any losses yet in terms of my own shipping lost. I have taken a pretty big chunk out of the American cruiser force, although we have not yet engaged their carriers. Boom! First group. Boom! Second group mostly missed, it looked like. So that second group kind of sucked, but we did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 direct hits on the cruiser with bombs. She looks like she's dead in the water. Second group of dive bombers got a single hit on the destroyer. I'm guessing that was a 250 based on the explosion. She was already somewhat damaged, so we'll see. 1 Val shot down by the looks of it. 2 Val shot down. And 2 damaged. 3 Val shot down. Dear God, that flak really got effective on the way out. All right, sink. Sink, you bastard. We've lost a bunch of aircraft. Yog dog, but no shipping yet. She's dead in the water. Low in the water in the rear. Heavy fires in the rear. Enemy destroyer has some pretty heavy fires, but I think she'll make it. Let me fast forward. Give me the time compression. What they were shooting at? Yeah, that was definitely flak. These little flashes up there. Okay, let's see if the enemy heavy cruiser goes down. Time compression, go. I don't know that we got her. She's badly damaged. That destroyer is heavily ablaze. Very bad fire amidship. But she's moving pretty good, so I doubt she'll sink. The heavy cruiser is not moving at all, which is what gives me hope that she may sink, but she doesn't seem to have much flooding doesn't seem to be too bad. So it could just be a lot of structural damage. We've got to kind of wait and see. How do I get away with playing games nightly as concerns to my marriage? My wife is a bit of a early... She goes to bed early. I don't get enough sleep. And so there's plenty of time if I want to stay awake late. Maybe not good for my health. I don't know. We'll see what that's like once the child comes. That may change things. Okay. So I don't think either of them are going to sink. But I also don't like the idea of abandoning the chance for secondary explosions that might finish them off. But I guess we will. Critical damage with heavy flooding, so the Baltimore or the Wichita is just about done. So we're going to send our other flight of dive bombers, which already took off, and send them against the damaged enemy cruiser task force. And we'll go ahead and send the Zuikaku's torpedo bombers out against the other task force. Tactical map, go! All right, 10 Vals coming in almost at sunset here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with these two. Do we want to go 2 against the heavy? Like, is that going to be enough to finish her off? I like the idea of being efficient. So 2 dive bombers on the heavy cruiser in the rear, which is critically damaged. 5 on the middle destroyer, or 4 on the middle destroyer. 4 on the lead destroyer. I guess we'll see. The cruiser's a big target. And if it really is critical damage with heavy flooding, I mean, one more 250 kilogram bomb should be good to finish it. The game does have magazine explosions. I've seen them in the tactical battles in surface combat. They're very rare. You can see the flights of 4 coming in here. Looks like this destroyer's firing in the lead group. Cruiser's firing in the rear group. Good hits on the cruiser back there. Some nice explosions. Good hits on both destroyers. There was a dud hit on one of the targets. Quite a few direct hits on all the enemy shipping. I'm just hoping that was enough. Is this number 1? No, number 3. So number 3, what did she get hit by? 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs. Unless they were all just the 60 kilograms, I'm hoping she's done for. 2 is sinking, which is the middle destroyer. One of the Fletchers, I believe it is. Mobster, thanks for the follow. I wouldn't be surprised if this lead destroyer sinks too. God, I love the fires at night in this game. So 1 Fletcher going down. 1 Fletcher ablaze, but still moving. And then a dead in the water heavy cruiser. That's also aflame. I suppose they could have hit already damaged compartments. which means I'm going to really regret not having more dive bombers. Nope, there we go. We got her. Wichita's going down. Too bad, Wichita. No hero's ending for you. Down, down, down. These turrets, like these square turrets, almost look like, or maybe more rectangle, look more almost like the battleship, the late war battleship turrets. They're very modern looking, which is kind of what sets it apart from the other treaty cruisers. I didn't mean to switch back to my bombers, but all right. So heavy damage to the lead Fletcher. One of the Fletchers sunk, one of the heavy cruisers sunk. 18 more command points gained. Well, there you have it, guys. We've got reinforcements on the way for Guadalcanal, and we sank one of the United States', if not their best, heavy cruiser at this stage in the war. So a pretty successful turn or error. Onslaught continues. The Americans and the AI seem to stand no chance against us. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. But so far, the series is going pretty well. I do want to thank you guys for continuing to tune into the series. I hope you guys are enjoying. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode. So until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And as always, until next time, I'm out.